Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
In September 2025, on a Thursday evening, a special event happened in Washington, D.C. President Donald Trump held a big dinner at the White House. This was not a regular dinner. It brought together the most important people from the technology world. These were the big names from Silicon Valley, known for their powerful companies. The dinner was planned for the new Rose Garden, which President Trump had changed recently. But because of bad weather, the dinner moved inside. It took place in the state dining room instead. Many famous people were there. Leaders from companies like Meta and Apple came. They sat together at a long table. The air in the room was full of power and important conversations. This meeting was very significant. It showed a new connection between the U.S. government and big technology companies. People watched closely what happened and what it meant for the future. This dinner was a sign of a new time for technology and politics in America. However, one very famous person was not there. Elon Musk, the boss of Tesla and SpaceX, was missing from the important gathering. His absence made the night more mysterious. Everyone knew he was an important figure, but he did not come. This made many people wonder why. His absence was a big topic of discussion, even with all the other powerful guests there. It created a quiet question that hung over the entire event. This missing person added a deep mystery to a night already full of important discussions. 2. The Big Dinner. The special dinner for the top technology leaders was first planned to be outside in the beautiful White House Rose Garden. But the weather changed and it started to get bad. Because of this, the dinner had to move indoors. It was held in the state dining room, a grand and elegant room inside the White House. President Donald Trump was there to greet all his important guests. Many very powerful people from the world of technology gathered around a long, polished table. Mark Zuckerberg, who leads the big company Meta, was a main guest. He sat in an important spot near President Trump. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, a very famous company, was also at the table. Bill Gates, who helped start Microsoft, and Sundar Pichai, the head of Google, were also present. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, joined them too. His company is very important for new artificial intelligence. Other significant guests included Safra Catz, the CEO of Oracle. David Limp, who leads Blue Origin, a company focused on space, was there. Sanjay Malhotra from Micron Technology, a chip-making company, also attended. Greg Brockman, the president of OpenAI, completed this group of leaders. These people came from many different parts of the technology world, showing how wide America's tech power is. From social media to phones, from software to space and advanced AI, all areas were represented. The room felt heavy with importance. You could feel the great power and the huge amounts of money these leaders controlled. Important conversations filled the air. They talked about new ideas, future plans, and how technology would change the country. Everyone knew this was a special moment. It was a meeting of great minds and great wealth, bringing together top government and industry figures. The feeling was serious and full of purpose, showing the combined influence of government and the biggest tech companies. It was a clear sign of important changes to come. This dinner was truly a gathering where big decisions were being thought about and discussed. Each guest represented a company that shaped how millions of people lived and worked every day. 3. A lot of money. President Trump had an important goal for the dinner that night. He wanted to know how much money the big technology companies would invest in America. He went around the table, looking at each guest. Then he asked each leader a direct question. How much will your company invest here, in the United States? The answers from the tech leaders were very impressive. Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Meta, was the first to speak. He announced that Meta would invest $600 billion in America. Next, Tim Cook from Apple also promised a massive $600 billion. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, committed $250 billion. Satya Nadella of Microsoft then pledged up to $80 billion every year. These promises showed a huge commitment. When all the amounts were added together, the total was more than $1 trillion. This was a lot of money. It was a clear sign of support for the nation. President Trump felt very pleased by these declarations. He believed these large investments would push the country to a new and higher level. He repeated this idea to the leaders. These financial promises held great meaning for the American people. They would create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across different states. New company buildings and research centers would open. This money would also help develop new technologies, ensuring America remained a global leader. The dinner guests saw this as a moment of strong partnership. The leaders' words underlined their commitment to the country's future and its power in the world. It was a night about a lot of money and big plans for America. 4. The missing person. The big dinner at the White House had many important guests, but one person was missing: Elon Musk. He is famous for companies like Tesla and SpaceX. His absence was very noticeable, and people wondered why he was not there at such an important event. Not long ago, Elon Musk and President Trump were close friends. Many called Musk President Trump's first buddy. Musk even spent over $275 million to help President Trump win the 2024 election. Their friendship seemed strong, like a good mix of political power and new technology ideas. However, their friendship did not last. The main reason for their fight was President Trump's big plans for government spending. Musk thought these plans wasted money. He was even in charge of a group called the Department of Government Efficiency, whose job was to save federal funds. But President Trump signed new laws that Musk believed would undermine these cost-saving efforts. Musk tried to change the administration's mind, lobbying against the spending. But his efforts failed to change President Trump's decisions. Their disagreement became very public in June 2025. President Trump threatened to stop billions of dollars in federal money and contracts for Musk's companies, including Tesla and SpaceX. Elon Musk responded with explosive allegations. He claimed, without proof, that President Trump's name was in government documents connected to a convicted sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein. This public fight marked the end of their relationship. It was a point of no return. What was once a powerful alliance between two influential men completely broke apart. The friendship ended in a very bitter and public way. In July, Elon Musk took another big step. He announced the start of a new political party called the America Party. Musk said this party would be an alternative to the Republican and Democrat parties, which he called the Uniparty. By forming his own party, Musk showed he was ready to challenge the existing political system. His absence from President Trump's dinner was a clear sign of this new path and the final break between them. 5. A new garden. The White House Rose Garden was meant to host the special dinner, but bad weather moved the event inside. Still, the garden itself was a big topic of conversation. It had just been changed by President Donald Trump. The project was finished in August 2025. The cost was $1.9 million. The famous green grass was gone. In its place, there were many gray paving stones. These stones were laid diagonally. The garden now looked very different from before. This new look made the garden seem like a hotel outdoor area. Many people said it looked just like a part of President Trump's resort in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. The design included yellow and white striped umbrellas. There were also round tables, ready for guests. Presidential seals were now set into the stone floor. Even the water drains had small American flags on them. These details added a clear personal style from the president to the historic space. He had often checked on the workers and was very interested in the renovation. The new design caused a lot of discussion. Many people strongly disliked it. Garden lovers and people who studied history felt sad. They thought that removing the grass was a mistake. They saw the rose garden as a special symbol. It showed America's connection to nature and its democratic ideas. For them, covering it with stone changed its meaning completely. They called the new garden a concrete courtyard. This phrase showed their strong negative feelings about the change. On the other hand, some people thought the changes were good. They believed the new stone garden was better for hosting big events. It was now much more practical. Guests wearing formal shoes, like high heels, would not sink into soft grass. An official explained that this made the garden much more useful for White House functions. The debate about the new rose garden showed how people had different ideas about tradition and modern use. 6. The age of AI. The important dinner was not only about money and powerful guests. It was also closely connected to a very big topic: artificial intelligence, or AI. Just before the dinner, there was a special afternoon meeting at the White House. This meeting was about creating a task force for AI education. First Lady Melania Trump led this important meeting. It was one of her few public appearances since July. She spoke clearly to the tech leaders, telling them that the robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction. She meant that AI is real and happening now. Mrs. Trump also shared her thoughtful guidance. She said that in these early days, people must treat AI carefully, as we would our own children, empowering but with watchful guidance. Her words showed how serious and important AI is for everyone. She emphasized that the administration sees AI as defining America's place in the world for many years to come. Her involvement also highlights the administration's belief that AI touches on important areas like education and family life. The government, under the Trump administration, knows that AI is key for America to stay strong and competitive globally. To maintain its lead in technology, America needs both new ideas and strong teamwork. Because of this, the government and the big technology companies made an important agreement. They decided to work together closely on AI development. This cooperation is vital for creating new AI solutions and using them well across the country. They all agreed that working side by side would help America lead the way in this new age of technology. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, was a notable guest at the dinner. His company is a leader in making advanced AI systems. His presence showed how central AI is to the many changes happening in technology today. Mr. Altman is seen as one of the new leaders who are shaping not just businesses, but also how people will interact with technology in the future. The dinner and the earlier meeting showed that America is ready to move forward into this AI future. With government and tech companies helping each other, they want to make sure America stays ahead in this fast-changing and important area. This combined effort aims to keep America at the forefront of global technological progress for decades to come. 7. A new friendship. In years past, leaders from Silicon Valley often did not like President Donald Trump. They often spoke against his ideas, especially about immigration and climate change. The feeling between them was not good, and there was much doubt. President Trump also often criticized social media companies for what he called unfairness. This created a distance between the government and the big tech world. But now, in 2025, things are very different. These tech leaders actively want to work more closely with President Donald Trump's government. This change is a big moment for America's technology future. Why did this relationship become so different? One big reason is that technology companies have grown huge. Their success depends a lot on good relationships with federal rules and policymakers. Government laws and regulations can help or hurt their businesses greatly. So, it is very important for them to have strong ties with those in power. Another important reason is the rise of artificial intelligence, or AI. AI is central to America's future in the world. Both President Trump's government and the tech companies understand this clearly. To develop AI effectively and safely, they must work together. This means combining efforts and money to make sure America stays ahead in new technologies. This new friendship helps both sides in important ways. For the tech companies, working with the government can lead to favorable treatment. They can also help shape new rules so that they benefit their businesses rather than creating problems. For example, some companies have quietly adjusted their policies to better align with the administration's wishes. However, some people worry that this close relationship might give companies too much power, meaning rules might not be fair for smaller businesses or the public. This could lead to a situation where large companies largely make their own rules. For the government, this close cooperation brings huge benefits to the nation. The tech leaders promise hundreds of billions of dollars in new investments inside America. These large investments create many new jobs for American people. They also help America keep its top position in new technologies like AI. This is critical for the country's national security and its competitive place in the world against other countries like China. When companies such as Google, Meta, and Apple invest so much money, they help strengthen America's economy and its technological lead. President Trump actively sought these specific investment promises from each leader at the dinner. He wanted to show how working together helps the country grow stronger. This new way of cooperation between the technology world and the government is a significant shift. It shows that both sides now see a strong, shared future by working hand in hand. This moment marks a clear change from past disagreements to a new era of working together. What happens next? This dinner at the White House was a very important event for America. It showed a new and strong relationship between the government and big technology companies. For many years, leaders from Silicon Valley often did not agree with President Donald Trump. Many more steps will follow, and only time will show us what happens next for the country. Do you think it's good for tech leaders and politicians to work so closely together?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.